Celebrities. They think they can do anything, but when their love lives get a little too in your face, they can start to seem pretty weird. Though some of them are broken up now, these are the strangest celebrity relationships we've ever had to see.
Miranda Lambert shocked the world when she announced she'd married New York City police officer Brandon McLoughlin in February 2019. The couple secretly tied the knot the month before after first meeting in November 2018. However, there are a lot more strange elements to this coupling aside from the speed with which they wed. According to Radar Online, McLoughlin reportedly welcomed a son with another woman just days after meeting Lambert. His baby mama was someone with whom he allegedly cheated on his ex-fiancée. Yikes. That's not to mention the Something Bad singer's interesting take on becoming a stepmom, seeming to describe the situation as being similar to taking care of a puppy. She gushed to Extra in June 2019. "My stepson is amazing. I'm loving that whole phase, and I've raised 1,000,000 dogs. That part of my womanly, motherly thing is full, so this is a whole new journey. It's great." Of dividing their time between Manhattan and Nashville, Lambert added, "We have the best of both worlds. We spend time in New York, we get to see our adorable nugget, then we get to come back to the farm and have the quiet life. I'm enjoying the balance." After following up years of on and off dating with a whirlwind romance, Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin tied the knot in the fall of 2018. However, the road to the altar wasn't easy. The Biebs previously and prophetically called their unlikely marriage while discussing past mistakes in an interview with GQ in 2016, saying, "What if Hailey ends up being the girl I'm gonna marry, right? If I rush into anything, if I damage her, then it's always gonna be damaged. It's really hard to fix wounds like that." In between that interview and his marriage with Baldwin, Bieber briefly dated ex Selena Gomez and was celibate for a year to combat a sex addiction as well as other vices. The pop star explained to Vogue in February 2019, "I found myself doing things that I was so ashamed of, being super promiscuous and stuff, and I think I used Xanax because I was so ashamed." In the same interview, he and Baldwin revealed they were in therapy, with the model saying marriage is, quote, "really effing hard." We don't doubt it, and applaud these two for being open about the work they put into their relationship. But the fact that Baldwin was actually a Jelena stan back in the day, it truly makes things at least a little bizarre. In addition to being forced to deny divorce rumors, David and Victoria Beckham have long been said to be living separate lives. According to a source cited by Us Weekly in 2018, the married pair were reportedly rarely in the same city. With Victoria spending time in London, David allegedly opted to hang out in Los Angeles by himself, pursuing his own interests during his retirement from soccer. Some reports have also claimed that their finances are handled separately too. Victoria told Grazia in 2015, "I am blessed to have a wonderful husband and beautiful, healthy, happy children." But she also added somewhat defensively, "Yes, we travel a lot with our respective businesses and charitable commitments, but we always make time for each other as a couple and as a family. David and I have nothing to prove. We love each other, look out for each other, and are strong as both partners and parents." Derek Jeter and model wife Hannah Jeter are happily married, but getting there was reportedly a pretty tricky process. In 2014, Page Six reported that the baseball pro dumped Davis due to her then growing fame. A source claimed to the publication, "In the past, when his girlfriends become famous and start doing sexy shoots, that's when they break up." Exactly the same thing happened with exes Minka Kelly and Vanessa Manillo. When the pair tied the knot 2 years later, Therese Owens alleged that the Davis family disliked their new son-in-law and, quote, "tried talking Hannah out of it." Since then, the Sports Illustrated cover girl has become pretty reclusive. Hannah Jeter hasn't posted on Instagram since February 2017, and it's unclear whether she's continued to model. In an essay for the Players Tribune, Hannah admitted that she stopped working to a degree to be with Derek during his final days as a New York Yankee, writing, "My managers, at times, were not too happy with me. I canceled jobs left and right just to be present at those remaining games, and I still didn't feel totally in my element." She added, "Even during those last few months, I felt like I was still learning to identify the Derek Jeter everyone was saying goodbye to as the same Derek that I knew." Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne are nothing if not honest with the public about their marriage. After several years of dating, the couple got hitched in 1982 and welcomed 3 kids together. However, Ozzy reportedly attempted to strangle Sharon in 1989, after which he went to rehab for 3 months. While things were relatively quiet for the pair until the 2002 premiere of The Osbournes, the rock star revealed in 2013 that he'd relapsed with his addictions to drugs and alcohol, but denied that he and Sharon were divorcing. That nearly changed, however, when Ozzy reportedly hooked up with his then hairstylist in 2016, leading Sharon to allegedly kick him out of their home. They reconciled after a short-lived split, though Sharon did claim that he'd cheated on her with 6 different women throughout their marriage. After renewing their vows in 2017, Sharon joked on The Talk that bedroom activity was a, quote, bone of contention in their marriage because he wanted it all the time and she didn't.
Oh, no wonder he fiddles other people!
Wife swapping isn't just for reality TV, but it can be pretty harsh when it happens in real life. Singer Shania Twain and her husband of 15 years, producer Robert Mutt Lang, separated in 2008 amid rumors that he'd had an affair with Twain's best friend, Miranda. Twain later told the New York Post, "When that happened, I thought, forget it. This is more than I can handle. I'm never going to sing again. I had to grieve through it." Twain and Lang finalized their divorce in 2010, but the story took an interesting turn when the That Don't Impress Me Much singer became enamored with Marianne's ex-husband, Frederick Thibault. Twain and Thibault were engaged within 6 months of the ink drying on her divorce forms with Lang, and the two married in January 2011, just weeks after announcing their engagement. While the accidental spouse swap may make for an amusing story, the situation is still far from a joke for Twain. While she revealed that she and her ex-husband have remained cordial for the sake of their son, that courtesy has not extended to Marianne. According to the singer, "I don't see her ever. I don't invite that trigger into my life. She's not my future, she's my past." Beyonce and Jay Z have shared a lot of ups and downs over the years. The power couple quietly married in 2008, and B revealed she was pregnant with their first child at the 2011 VMAs. Despite conspiracies of a fake baby bump, the Carters welcomed daughter Blue Ivy in January 2012. Their lives seemed quiet and blissful, and then Elevator Gate happened in May 2014, shattering the couple's facade of a seemingly perfect marriage. At the time, Beyonce's sister Solange appeared to physically attack Jay Z in an elevator at a Met Gala after-party while her older sis looked on. No one involved in the elevator fight has revealed what really went down, but Beyonce and Jay have since gotten very personal in their lyrics. Beyonce accused her husband of cheating on her album Lemonade, which he confirmed himself in his album 444. They reconciled, welcomed twins Rumi and Sir in June 2017, and dropped the collaborative album Everything Is Love in the following year. Despite their happy front, cynics have continued to believe this pairing is more about branding than real romance. Concerning the Carters' relationship, a source once claimed to Page 6, "There's still something there even though it's not going to last. Business is always part of the equation. They know they're the king and queen of hip-hop and really all of music. Neither wants to lose that."
Fans of The Cosby Show remember Lisa Bonet as the eccentric and free-spirited fan favorite, Denise Huxtable, and Bonet's future husband was one of many viewers who fell in love with her on the small screen. Momoa told James Corden that he had his eye on Bonet since he was 8 years old, saying,
"I saw her on the TV and I was like, Mommy, I want that one." I'm like, I'm gonna stalk you for the rest of my life and I'm gonna get you.
Momoa finally came clean about his stalker past after he and Bonet had their second child, but the fact that their relationship has lasted longer than most Hollywood romances seems proof enough that Bonet finds it all totally endearing. To truly get this relationship, we have to look back to its inception in 2004, when Bonet and her friends hit up a jazz club in Los Angeles, and Momoa was there with his buddies. He told James Corden it was like fireworks when they first met, saying,
She goes, I'm Lisa, and I'm like,
It works.
and I'm just like, I turn around to my friend, I'm just like,
They then stopped at a cafe where Momoa ate a bowl of grits while Bonet ordered a Guinness, which just so happens to be Momoa's favorite beer of all time. Bonet recalled to Porter magazine, "In that moment, love came and it came big. He basically picked me up and threw me over his shoulder, caveman style. Momoa has frequently referred to Bonet as his wife in various interviews, which led many to believe the couple walked down the aisle in 2007. But when a source claimed the couple wed in November 2017, fans felt duped. The source told Us Weekly, apparently they weren't officially married until then. They said they made it official.
Do you feel like newlyweds again?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If I wasn't on camera right now, I would tell you.
As to why they pretended to be married for so long, it appears that they considered themselves committed without having legalized their union. Momoa said of the actual wedding,
I've been married to my wife for 12 years. It was just a gathering of our families and just celebrating our love.
Momoa and Bonet are nonconformists who shun the modern electronics that most of us can't live without. In a 2014 interview with Essence, Bonet admitted that she had never even been on Facebook, saying, "It's just not on my radar." The couple and their 2 children are also TV-free, and Bonet tries her best to remain as media-free as possible. Even though she and Momoa are huge fans of SNL and watch episodes on their computer, Bonet believes that keeping their children from being glued to the tube helps to cultivate their imaginations. The media thrives on messy celebrity divorces, but Bonet revealed to Porter magazine that she still has a tight bond with her ex-husband, Lenny Kravitz, who's also the father of their eldest daughter, Zoe Kravitz. She says, "It's fantastic. It's full-on family love." She's even ditched Momoa a few times to hit the red carpet alongside Lenny, like at the 2015 Met Gala. In a feature for Oprah's Masterclass, Lenny said,
"We're one big happy family. It's beautiful, and it just shows you what can be done."
Zoe even detailed their intertwined family dynamics, telling Ocean Drive magazine, "My dad and Momoa get along really well. As long as everyone can be in the same room together and have love for each other, it's totally healthy." Momoa sports some pretty impressive ink, and even shares a matching tattoo with Bonet and her daughter Zoe, according to Hollywood.com. Essence reported the inked phrase is French for, "be always drunk." To make this whole tattoo situation even more strange, another unidentified man who's chummy with the star has the same tat as well. Momoa refused to watch his wife's love scene on Ray Donovan, telling Entertainment Tonight Canada, "You know what the hard thing is? I just don't really want to see certain things. I love her. It's our job, but I gotta separate it." He even admitted that he didn't want her to see his Game of Thrones love scenes either. He said, "We were supposed to go to the premiere for the first 2 episodes. I was like, nah, we're not going." She was like, "You're not gonna stop me from watching it." Bonet eventually watched season 1, and Momoa revealed she was just so proud. She stayed up all night, watched the whole thing, and was obsessed.
According to the Daily Mail, James Matthews knew that Pippa Middleton was the one from the moment he laid eyes on her. They reportedly met in 2007 on St. Bart's in the Caribbean, and friends said it was love at first sight for James. However, James is 8 years older than Pippa, and back then the age gap was more apparent, as she was in her early 20s while he was in his 30s. Plus, she had a boyfriend at the time. They stayed in touch but dated other people until 2012, when they both found themselves single. But after dating for a few short months, Pippa and James broke up, and Kate's sister moved on. But apparently, she and James were meant to be, because in late 2015, the two each ended their respective relationships and got back together. A friend reportedly told the Daily Mail, "The truth was, the only girl he really wanted was Pippa. He always carried a torch for her." Less than a year after they reunited, James proposed with a diamond ring reportedly worth over $300,000, and they tied the knot at her parents' estate in May 2017.
She's got a £250,000 engagement ring. Of course, I'm gutted.
According to The Telegraph, Pippa's mother, Carol Middleton, reportedly told a friend years before the engagement that she hoped her daughter would marry James Matthews. A source said, "This is something she has hoped for quite some time. She appears to be something of a mastermind in making this happen." James reportedly had a private meeting with Carol before asking for her daughter's hand. The Telegraph reported that Carol was thrilled about the proposal. It would also appear that Pippa's mum influenced where the wedding took place. While some had speculated that the pair would wed at James's family estate in Scotland, they instead got married on the Middleton family estate in England. According to a 2017 poll, the average cost of a wedding in England was $36,803.
James Matthews and Pippa Middleton really took their nuptials to the next level by spending an estimated $1 million. According to E! News, the couple and their 350 guests celebrated with $92,000 worth of champagne and wine, $20,000 of flowers, and $26,000 in the form of vintage cars and a fleet of Range Rovers to transport the wedding party and their friends. Meanwhile, Pippa's hair cost almost $1,000, and her couture Giles Deacon lace wedding gown was estimated to carry a massive $52,000 price tag. According to the Daily Mail, Pippa and James also flew in a glass palace from Belgium, which was rebuilt on the Middleton estate and set them back a whopping $130,000. But according to E! News, the building wasn't as dreamy as it sounds, as guests reportedly had to use portable bathrooms that were housed in a tent next to the glass building. Not many people can say the future King of England was a guest at their wedding, but Pippa Middleton had both Prince William and Prince George at hers. Pippa's nephew Prince George and his sister Princess Charlotte were both members of her wedding party. However, both children were photographed being scolded by their mother for bad behaviour after the ceremony, after apparently stepping on the bride's dress, and George apparently burst into tears. Pippa Middleton's sister Kate became a duchess when she married Prince William, but she's not the only one in the family with a fancy title. According to House Beautiful, James Matthews' billionaire father David Matthews holds the Scottish title of Laird of Glen Affric, and James will inherit the title one day. Pippa will then become Lady of Glen Affric.
I hate princesses.
Pippa doesn't miss a beat.
While Kate's husband, Prince William, gained his title from being descended from a long line of kings and queens, the Matthews family bought and paid for their titles when David purchased the 10,000-acre Glen Affric estate in 2008. Even before they were officially a couple, Pippa Middleton and James Matthews competed in sporting events together. Along with Pippa's brother James Middleton, they participated in a number of extreme activities to raise funds for the Michael Matthews Foundation, which was established in honor of the memory of James's younger brother Michael, who sadly died in 1999 at the age of 22 while hiking Mount Everest. In 2014, Pippa and James took part in the Race Across America event, and in September 2015, shortly before they got together, the pair competed in the Ottillo 47-mile swim-run race in Sweden. According to People, Pippa said of the grueling event, "It was one of the hardest things I've done. The toughest part was the long swim with the cold water and big waves, but the scenery was beautiful, and I loved the team part of it."
It feels pretty special.
Unlike her sister, who made the conscious decision to marry into the most famous family in all of Britain, Pippa Middleton and James Matthews never made the choice to be in the public eye. In fact, Pippa struggled with her newfound fame when her sister was thrust into the spotlight. In her 2012 book, Celebrate, A Year of Festivities for Families and Friends, Kate's sibling admitted, "It's a bit startling to achieve global recognition, if that's the right word, before the age of 30, on account of your sister, your brother-in-law, and your bottom." Pippa was, of course, referencing the fact that photos of her wearing a bridesmaid dress at her sister's wedding went viral and caused quite a sensation. However, Pippa apparently doesn't want the same level of attention that her royal sister has. Of the couple's plans for the future, People reported, "Pippa and James have a deep desire to disappear from the spotlight in the longer term. It's probably no coincidence that we haven't seen the couple all that much since their son Arthur was born in October 2018. But Pippa did reveal in her column for Waitrose Weekend magazine that she'd been taking her son for gentle skull massages and explained, "It's a popular alternative therapy for newborns, particularly those who have had a traumatic birth, are unsettled, or have trouble sleeping."
Williams and Ohanian's love story may be one for the books, but it wasn't love at first sight for this couple. In May 2015, they met by chance at the Cavalieri Hotel in Rome. While Williams lounged by the pool with a group of her friends, Ohanian unknowingly sat down right next to the tennis superstar. Williams told Vanity Fair in 2017 that she and her friends misread his close proximity as creeping.
He plops down right next to us, and I'm like,
who is this guy?
Who is this guy? Yeah. You know, and why are you here?
And purposely lied about seeing a rat being nearby to get him to leave. She said, "We were trying to get him to move. He kind of refuses and he looks at us. And he's like, 'Is there really a rat here? I'm from Brooklyn. I see rats all the time.'" Intrigued by the startup guru's nonchalance, Williams invited Ohanian to join her group. The pair shared their first official date just a few weeks later, a weekend getaway in Paris.
Careful, there's a rat. There was no rat. And now we're married.
Williams and Ohanian may be at the top of their respective fields, but they were totally clueless about each other's careers when they first met. Ohanian admitted to Vanity Fair that while he knew a little bit about Williams' championship titles, he wasn't interested at all in the sport itself, saying, "I had never watched a match on television or in real life. I really had no respect for tennis." To be fair, Williams didn't know anything about Reddit at the time either. Ohanian ended up attending the 2015 Italian Open to watch Williams in action that week. He then posted on Instagram, "Looks like I just became a tennis fan." Williams and Ohanian were initially notoriously private about their blossoming romance. The couple secretly dated for nearly 15 months before they finally went public with their engagement in December 2016. While the tech exec dropped hints about their relationship on social media during that time, he didn't pop up on Williams' own Instagram feed until over a year after they met. In a group photo in August 2016, she teased her secret boyfriend by referring to him as the nerd. Before the two ever celebrated their first anniversary together, Ohanian knew he wanted to marry Williams. He told Vanity Fair, "I felt like a door had been opened to a person who made me want to be my best self." And he planned a picture-perfect proposal. He flew Williams to Rome and set up a trail of rose petals leading to the exact spot where they first met. Naturally, Williams announced their engagement on Reddit, calling herself Future Mrs. Nothing, in reference to his username. In April 2017, Williams accidentally revealed her first pregnancy when she infamously shared and deleted a Snapchat selfie. Fans may have been stunned, but the newly engaged pair couldn't have been more shocked themselves when they found out they were expecting. In the week leading up to the Australian Open in January of that year, Williams had been feeling off, and she eventually took a pregnancy test. As she recalled to Vanity Fair, the results read positive. She said, "I did a double take, and my heart dropped. Like, literally it dropped. Oh my god, this can't be. I've got to play a tournament. How am I going to play the Australian Open? I had planned on winning Wimbledon this year." The tennis pro was in denial and needed some convincing, so she took 5 more tests, all of which were positive. When Ohanian flew into Melbourne to meet her, Williams simply handed the surprised internet king a paper bag containing all 6 pregnancy tests.
I wasn't quite sure what to think, but I just knew that at that moment it was really important for me to just focus right there at the Australian Open.
Determined to compete as planned, Williams famously went on to win her 23rd Grand Slam title while roughly 8 weeks pregnant. Daughter Alexis Olympia arrived in September 2017. Williams' childbirth complications ultimately led to utilizing her platform to advocate for healthcare around the world. She shared via Facebook, "My personal experience was not great, but it was my experience. And I'm happy it happened to me. It made me stronger." Just ahead of their wedding, Ohanian rented out an entire movie theater so the whole family could watch Thor Ragnarok together. The proud dad posted on an Instagram vid, "Thor Ragnarok is a family affair." He then added,
"Mama needed a day off to relax."
The clip then cut to him, Williams, and little Alexis Olympia cuddling in front of the big screen, where Ohanian told his little girl,
"We're gonna cover your eyes for all the violent scenes.
And whoever earmuffs on.
Yeah, safety first."
But Ohanian jokingly added,
"Even though Thor is your mother's other man, it's okay, he's not that tall."
As the video came to an end, the tennis pro could be seen taking a nap and using her soon-to-be husband's shoulder as a pillow. After a nearly year-long engagement, Williams and Ohanian tied the knot in November 2017 in New Orleans. But their wedding was anything but ordinary. Rather than opt for a traditional ceremony, the pair instead threw a Disney-themed affair. The star-studded wedding, attended by the likes of Beyonce, Eva Longoria, and Sierra, included a magical Beauty and the Beast theme. According to an Entertainment Tonight source, guests were greeted with the song "Be Our Guest" and were expected to dress to the theme. Williams revealed to Vogue that she wanted her wedding to be as non-traditional as possible. As she glowed in an Alexander McQueen gown, and Ohanian handsomely sported an Armani suit, the couple exchanged personally written vows. Ohanian told his stunning bride, "You are the greatest of all time, not just in sport. I'm talking about as a mother and as a wife. I am so excited to write so many more chapters of our fairy tale together. And my whole life I didn't even realize it, but I was waiting for this moment. I am so grateful and I am so in love." After the Disney-themed ceremony transformed into a modern ball, the newlyweds' first dance was set to Tale as Old as Time and If I Can't Have You. Oh, and New Edition gave a surprise performance at the reception, before Ohanian surprised his wife with an all-white carousel as Genuine's pony played. You know, no big deal. Ohanian clearly loves surprising his wife with grand gestures, but he may have topped even himself with this one. In February 2018, as Williams geared up for her highly anticipated return to tennis after giving birth, the startup guru designed and put up 4 billboards to support her. Ohanian took to social media to post a photo of his handiwork. Each billboard featured little Alexis Olympia and Williams and boasted the acronym GMOAT, meaning Greatest Mama of All Time. He wrote, "These just went up on alongside I-10 in Palm Springs. Olympia, Ohanian, and I wanted to welcome her back to tennis. Designed them myself with some help from Junior. Days later, Williams made her triumphant return at the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells, California. With her family cheering her on in an admittedly extravagant way, she defeated her opponent, Serena Diaz, in the first round of the tournament. Serena Williams and Alexis Ohanian's relationship may have had its fair share of quirks and insanely wild extravagances, but at the end of the day, there's no doubt these two are clearly total relationship goals. The married pair is known to share their funniest, cutest, and most romantic moments on social media, just proving that no matter where they are in the world, they're never that far apart. And for a world-class athlete and internet mogul, plus little adorable Alexis Olympia, that's a pretty huge accomplishment. And we dare fans not to audibly sigh whenever Williams gushes about her man. She wrote on Instagram at the end of 2017 while sharing her top 10 favorite moments with Ohanian, "He's my rock, my backbone, my love. I am so lucky to have found this wonderful man that treats me better than a queen. I love you, Alexis. You make me excited to wake up every morning knowing I'll get to see you." Serena may win all the championships, but Ohanian's clearly won her heart.
Insiders claim that while Jenner and Scott went on to fall deeply in love, she reportedly started getting close to him initially to irritate her ex, rapper Tyga, with whom she had a tumultuous on-again, off-again relationship. A source told People magazine, Travis and Kylie have been friends for a while and they all hang out. When she and Tyga are having drama, she tries to make him jealous by hanging out with other guys. When Kylie is happy, they're happy, but it's never that simple. There's always some kind of drama with Kylie and Tyga. In September 2017, news broke that Jenner was pregnant with Travis Scott's baby. At the time, sources claimed the Kylie Cosmetics mogul was about 4 months along, and considering she and Scott only began dating in April 2017, it appeared she conceived very early on in their relationship. An insider told Entertainment Tonight at the time, Kylie always wanted to be a young mom. She may be young, but she's very maternal and has lots of practice with babies. She's a very hands-on aunt and was basically a stepmom to Tyga's kid. For her part, Jenner famously laid low for almost her entire pregnancy, later revealing sweet moments from that time in a home video she posted on YouTube after her daughter's birth. Grandma Kris Jenner said to Kylie's baby before she was born,
"You've got the best mom, and you're so lucky. This is such a blessing. It's going to be the most amazing journey."
The couple welcomed daughter Stormy Webster in February 2018, but it was so soon after Jenner's romance with Tyga ended that Tyga, not Scott, was actually rumored to be Stormy's father, an allegation both he and Jenner's mom, Kris, denied. Even Kylie's bodyguard, Tim Chung, was also forced to deny that even he was Stormy's father after fans speculated they shared a resemblance. Jenner seemed to be in no rush to be tied down or to make any long-term commitments. But now she's got an 18-year commitment to a child, which reportedly shocked those close to her. A source told People magazine, Kylie broke up with Tyga partly because she felt too young to get serious. Now she's having a baby with a guy she just started dating. People around her are really surprised. It happened really fast, but for Kylie, being with Travis is so different than anyone else. She's so in love with him, she's really excited. Jenner had previously addressed her commitment issues on her short-lived reality show Life of Kylie, saying,
"There was absolutely not one thing wrong with me and T. Him and I will always have a bond."
Claiming she and Tyga never had a blowout fight that ended it all, the reality star said it all came down to her age and what she wanted for her life. She said she didn't want to believe Tyga took something from her. Before hooking up with Jenner, Travis Scott was linked to Rihanna in September 2015, though the romance was seemingly short-lived. A source told E! News at the time, Travis and Rihanna are dating officially. It's already very serious. He's very into her. Rihanna likes Travis a lot and hopes it develops into something more. All of her friends think he's going to be the keeper. Travis is completely her type and they share the same interests. Of course, the two parted ways, but Jenner can add Scott to the list of traits she shares with Riri, including cosmetics empires, Puma deals, and scantily clad Instagram posts. Jenner is reportedly terrified to be alone, especially in her own massive Beverly Hills mansion. So reports say that she invited then beau Scott to move in with her after less than 6 months together. A source told Hollywood Life, "It's a big-ass house and Kylie honestly doesn't want to be there alone with her dogs. She would be too scared to be by herself. She wants to feel protected and secure, and Travis provides that." Claiming Kylie wanted, quote, "someone to keep her warm at night and tell her how beautiful she is in the morning," the source went on to add, "She's the one who suggested that they play house and see how living under one roof would be. She doesn't want him to pitch in financially, she just wants his presence." Sources told People magazine that Jenner and Scott had no immediate plans to wed following their pregnancy news. It was in line with how her mom, Kris, reacted to TMZ cameras in August 2017 when she cracked up laughing when asked if Scott had her blessing to marry Kylie. But maybe the reason there were no wedding plans was because they were already married. A source cited by Life and Style claimed that despite the Kardashians' propensity for televised weddings, Kylie and Travis had reportedly already gotten married under the radar. The Insider dished, Kylie and Travis tied the knot at her Calabasas mansion. It wasn't a big glamorous affair like other Kardashian weddings, and only a few close friends were invited. But Kylie is crazy about Travis. There were no official cameras there, but Kylie asked her friends to film the special moment on their iPhones.
Oh, it's like, I feel like I could be more myself. I feel way more free. And I'm just like really genuinely happy right now.
If all this was true, we're willing to bet Mama Kris was breathing down Kylie's neck to get a prenup. It turned out those paternity rumors just wouldn't quit. Jenner's ex Tyga was still trolling her, posting a Snapchat of a TMZ headline about Jenner's pregnancy and captioning it with several devil emojis, writing, quote, "Hell nah, that's my kid." He later told TMZ that the post was fake, but it's clear that he wasn't thrilled about the baby news. A source told Hollywood Life, Tyga is not dealing with the pregnancy news very well. He feels absolutely gutted and feels it should have been him. He hates it and really is sad with the news. It is not something he wants to think about. The news really sucks for him. Perhaps in an effort to troll Jenner and her family further, Tyga began, quote, full-on dating Kim Kardashian lookalike Camila Osbourne, as People magazine reported.
I mean, yeah, it is pretty crazy.
Hey, maybe the guy just has a type. Back in 2016, just 2 years before her first child was born, Kylie and then boyfriend Tyga explained why she wasn't currently pregnant or planning on getting pregnant, or even married at the time. It turned out it was because she was still just a child herself. After first joking that she wasn't pregnant or married because her then rapper guy Tyga was, quote, slacking, Jenner said in a Snapchat video, "I'm an infant and a child, and I don't want to be married and have a baby right now. I'm a baby."
I'm an infant child.
Some say Jenner wanted to be a young mom, and that might have prompted her to rush into parenthood with Scott. On an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2016, Jenner said she wanted to have kids by age 27.
What do you feel like is a good age to have kids?
30 is
like
a good
25.
age. 30 is a good age.
I feel like 30 is too late.
A month later on Cocktails with Khloe, Jenner said she definitely wanted to become a mom before she turns 30, claiming,
I want kids for sure. And I feel like seeing you guys go through everything, it's great knowledge.
Prior to that, in 2015, she told Teen Vogue she wanted to have kids while she was in her 20s, saying, when I look to the far future and decide to have kids, I need to have 1 million girls. 10 years from now, in 2025, I hope I have a kid. In June 2017, a source told OK that Jenner had been desperate for a baby since she turned 18, when she was still dating Tyga. The Insider claimed, remember, Kylie has wanted to be pregnant with Tyga ever since she turned 18, and they had plenty of near misses when she thought she had conceived. As fans know, Jenner struggled with growing up on camera as part of her famous family on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
When the paparazzi can't find Kim, they just stalk the rest of us.
And considering she still appears on the show and also attempted her own spin-off, it wouldn't be too surprising if little Stormy Webster is destined to develop similar complexes regarding fame and identity. Jenner lamented on Life of Kylie in 2017.
I for sure didn't choose this life, but I am not gonna say that I'm totally innocent because I am keeping up this lifestyle.
Admitting that she is creating more fame for herself through Instagram as well as her makeup empire, she says even so, she isn't all about the attention. She said, I don't know what it's like to live a normal life. I feel like when you grow up on camera, people feel like they know you. I started filming Keeping Up with the Kardashians when I was 9 years old. I feel like I've lost parts of myself. Travis Scott has gotten into his fair share of legal trouble. In May 2017, TMZ reported that he was arrested for allegedly inciting a riot, with police claiming that he encouraged fans to rush the stage during a performance. Sources close to Scott claim that Scott simply noticed some open space at the front of the venue, so he encouraged fans to move forward. 2 years prior, he was busted at Lollapalooza for allegedly instructing fans to ignore security protocol and jump over the barricades. Also in 2015, Scott was accused of getting into a physical altercation with a fan fan who reportedly pulled Scott's chain. Then in late April 2017, TMZ reported that Scott offered a fan his ring after the fan allegedly jumped from a third-floor balcony at his show and was injured to the point of paralysis. Scott was accused of encouraging the fan to jump, an allegation he denied. But perhaps most disturbingly, Scott was accused of assault in a series of since-deleted tweets by former Sony Music employee Shane Morris. Scott denied the allegations and no charges were filed. Jenner's own family may have had some doubts that she was really ready for motherhood. While she was still pregnant with Stormi, a source told People magazine, the family thinks Kylie is very naive. Spending time with other people's kids is obviously completely different than being a mom 24/7. Kylie, of course, has no idea about all the hard work and sleepless nights. Her family would beg her to protect herself. They were very concerned.
It's kind of hard and discouraging.
The source also alleged that Kylie's pregnancy, quote, took some getting used to for mom Kris Jenner. When asked about the reported pregnancy news at Milan Fashion Week, the famous momager awkwardly replied via Radar Online, "It wouldn't be the family if something didn't happen every single day. I just woke up this morning. She's not confirmed anything. I think it's kind of wild that everyone is just assuming that that's just happening." Kylie's other parent, Caitlyn Jenner, also reportedly had a tough time with the baby news, at least at first.
We're kind of like getting to know each other again.
According to a source for Hollywood Life, Caitlyn was really shocked and disappointed to learn that Kylie is pregnant. She thinks Kylie is way too young to have a baby and that she should have waited until she was in a long-term committed relationship. Caitlyn is concerned that Kylie and Travis really haven't been dating very long and that a baby will put a big strain on their relationship. But Kylie believes the exact opposite, that she and Travis will be together forever. A rep for Caitlyn confirmed Kylie's pregnancy to The Sun in September 2017, adding that the former Olympian had known about the baby news for quite some time.
Technically, it's like 16 grandchildren, so I'm doing okay.
Kris Jenner supposedly wasn't too happy about the baby news because, well, she's both a business manager and a mom, and she reportedly thought the pregnancy would distract from her youngest daughter's booming cosmetic business.
It's hard to balance, like, being a teenager and also, like, running my business.
A source told People magazine, Kris is just trying to control what she can and make sure no one forgets Kylie is also a businesswoman. She wants to set Kylie Cosmetics up to sell. Kylie has worked so hard to build that empire. Kris doesn't want to see the pregnancy affect how that is perceived. Of course, Kris will support Kylie being a mom, but she's still adjusting to the surprise news. Insiders believe that part of Kylie's motivation for motherhood was simply to increase her time in the limelight, despite voicing her reservations about it. A source told Radar Online that Kylie was hoping her baby and pregnancy would make for a second season of Life of Kylie, even though the first season didn't make a splash with critics or audiences. The source claimed she was really hoping that this was going to be her big break, and that it would land her a huge future in reality TV. After reading some of the reviews, Kylie just realized how far removed from reality she really is.
Can't relate to a lot of people, so it's like this little world. I do feel like an outcast.
Another insider told the media outlet she didn't know how detached she was until she saw how people reacted to her show. She's not a happy person to begin with, and all this show did was solidify that to her fans. Life of Kylie wrapped with season 1.
Hello, my name is Travis Scott.
In December 2018, Scott was accused of cheating on Jenner, but it all turned out to be an elaborate hoax. A YouTuber staged the entire scenario in which a Scott lookalike was pictured getting close to a woman who was definitely not Kylie. Of the incident, Jenner wrote in an Instagram story, "I don't know if this is really a social experiment to some people, but you're messing with real people, real relationships, real family. I'm happy my relationship is strong because this is getting out of hand. The internet scares me sometimes for real." But this wasn't Scott's only alleged slip. TMZ reported in late February 2019 that he canceled a concert in New York after Jenner allegedly accused him of cheating on her.
You didn't get that right. That was a no.
Sources told the outlet that the reality TV star somehow found unspecified evidence that he was supposedly unfaithful, leading to a major argument that lasted several days. While Scott's rep strongly denied the cheating allegations, the rapper temporarily deleted his Instagram account following the incident. Weeks later, insiders told TMZ that the relationship was, quote, damaged, but that Jenner and Scott were determined to work things out. Scott served as a creative director for a Playboy spread of Jenner in various states of undress, which hit the press in September 2019. Within the pleasure issue, the then couple also revealed more than any of us cared to know about their intimate life. Scott said, "A lot of people claim that having a baby can hurt your love life, but I feel like that's the opposite of our experience. Kylie, you remind me that motherhood and intimacy can coexist, and it doesn't mean you have loose morals or you're not a good mother."
He's not just saying that, like I really am the best.
Yeah, it's just like facts.
Jenner also admitted within the story that she never would have considered posing for Playboy, but that she came around when she learned that Scott would be in charge of the shoot. In addition to their love life, they also gushed about their deep emotional intimacy, with Jenner telling Scott during the interview, "We think the same and have the same goals and passions in life. Besides the fact that we have good chemistry, we have a lot of fun together. You're my best friend. Through all the ups and downs that every relationship has, we evolve together through them and keep getting stronger."
Perhaps the strangest thing about Dwayne Johnson's romance with Lauren Hashian is his relationship with his ex. But really, it's the very best kind of strange. According to Newsweek, Johnson met his first wife, Dani Garcia, during their studies at the University of Miami, where the athlete-turned-actor had a football scholarship. The pair got married in 1997 and had a daughter, Simone. They split up a decade later. The same year the divorce was finalized, Johnson asked Garcia to manage his acting career. He had just endured a series of roles in average-performing movies and was sick of having to lose weight in order to fit into Hollywood's mold of what an actor should look like. In 2017, Garcia told Marie Claire, "We knew that we were moving into that period of our lives, the closing of a personal relationship. I was already deeply involved with his agents. I was already commenting on scripts. It was a very natural conversation where he just said to me, 'I would love for you to do this full time.'" Garcia helped Johnson build an empire. According to Forbes, The Rock earned $124 million in 2018, the most that any actor has earned since the magazine began its Celebrity 100 list 2 decades ago. "We love to see amicable exes killing it in showbiz." As Garcia told Good Morning America in 2019,
"Success has nothing to do with conformity."
Not that working with your ex is always a walk in the park, Johnson told E! News in 2019.
"Through divorce, we still remain friends, but that kind of stuff takes a lot of work."
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson gets up super early to begin his daily workout regimen.
4 o'clock in the morning, I wake up. 4:30, 4:45, I'm doing some sort of cardio.
With an absolutely massive stature at 6'5" and 260 pounds, he spent the better part of his career as an adult slamming down people in the WWE ring. Not to mention, he's the Scorpion King. It doesn't get much tougher than that, but Johnson also happens to be a total romantic in real life. In a 2012 People interview, the father of 3 admitted he wasn't sure he'd find love a second time after divorcing Dani Garcia. "I was so fortunate to have fallen in love once. To fall in love again? That's a hard thing to do twice in the position I'm in," as he told OWN in 2015.
I wake up every day so grateful and so thankful that you have someone like that.
In 2006, Johnson was busy filming The Game Plan. The flick garnered abysmal ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, but it might be the most important movie he's ever made, if you can believe it.
I'm gonna need you to drink up. You'll be running a 40 and under 4.5 in no time.
Ew! That smells. According to People, Johnson met Lauren Hashian on the set. At the time, he was still a married man. Though he definitely hit it off with the singer-songwriter, it doesn't seem like any shadiness went on behind the scenes. In fact, ex-wife Dani Garcia claims they both took time to process their breakup together, telling Marie Claire, "We spoke every day and multiple times a day, not only on business, but on what was happening personally. We spent over a year looking at the things that didn't work in our marriage, the reasons why, making sure those elements had been cleared and taken care of, and that we had a real understanding of respect." In other words, Johnson was probably just friends with Hashian until it was clear that his first marriage wasn't going to work. According to Metro, Johnson and Hashian didn't officially start dating until after he announced that he'd split from Garcia in 2007. It's no secret that celebrities in Hollywood like to move fast, and while Dwayne Johnson wasn't in a rush to tie the knot for a second time, he settled into domestic bliss with Lauren Hashian not long after they got together. While speaking with Esquire in 2015, Johnson admitted he'd been living with Hashian for 8 or 9 years. If you do the math, that means the pair moved in together sometime in either 2006 or 2007. Considering he split from Dani Garcia in 2007, it was probably the latter. This is hardly shocking considering the emphasis Johnson puts on his home life. and he credits Hashian for allowing the success he's achieved. As he told Esquire, "You gotta get the better half in there. With all the cool and success that I've been lucky enough to get, that doesn't happen unless the home life is solid." As he told Entertainment Tonight in July 2018,
We're just constantly texting each other, checking in, always FaceTiming.
The Rock and Lauren Hashian are a modern couple. They don't seem to care much about traditional couple milestones, and they did everything pretty much backwards compared to the 1950s standards of domestic life. Not that there's anything wrong with that. These two started dating before Johnson was even officially divorced. Then they had kids years before actually getting married. He welcomed a new baby girl, Jasmine, to his brood in 2015. Johnson opened up about the touching experience on Instagram at the time. "I was right there during labor, helping her breathe, every highly intense contraction, every second of pain, right there watching the actual birth, cutting the cord and wiping the tears. Incredible." After Johnson and Hashian welcomed their second daughter, Tiana Gia, in 2018, he posted a similar skin-to-skin photo, writing in the caption, "I was raised and surrounded by strong, loving women all my life, but after participating in baby Tia's delivery, it's hard to express the new level of love, respect, and admiration I have for Hashian." As he told Extra TV in 2017,
All girls, I got all girls. I wouldn't have it any other way.
It's the best, right?
It is the greatest thing.
Kris Jenner's allegedly scheming ways apparently started at an early age. If you believe author Jerry Oppenheimer's recounting of her life story, The Kardashians, and American Drama. According to the author, Jenner dated the late professional golfer Cesar Sanudo when she was 17 years old and he was 27. Then she met Robert Kardashian and reportedly cheated on Sanudo.
I met Robert Kardashian.
Hussy.
Robert came over one day when Caesar was out of town.
What?
A friend of Sanudo's said, Kris saw a far better financial opportunity with Kardashian than with Caesar.
Oh my God, you're such a whore. Now we know where we get it from.
The couple tied the knot in 1978, and Jenner reportedly began draining Kardashian dry by making lavish purchases, including a $3,000 belt. Kardashian's former pastor told the author, "I just sensed that Kris saw in Bob a kind of goldmine." According to Oppenheimer's book, Kris underwent a mummy makeover after giving birth to their son, Robert Jr. With her altered bod in place, Jenner allegedly went on a quest to regain the freedom she lost when she became a Beverly Hills housewife. An insider told the author, Kris was coming home at 2 and 3 in the morning drunk, and she would tell Robert, "I have 4 kids and I have not lived life." When she appeared on Fox News' Objectified, Jenner finally talked about her first marriage.
I married Robert when I was 22 years old and I got pregnant on my honeymoon. I had the happiest life you could have dreamt about.
She admitted she was always looking for more.
Sometimes people think the grass is always greener, and that was like what I think I went through at some point.
That's when Jenner confessed to hooking up with a soccer player while she was married to the late attorney.
When I look back on it now, probably one of my biggest regrets in my life is that marriage fell apart.
Radar Online dug up all the juicy details about Kris Jenner's 1991 divorce, including court documents where Robert Kardashian claimed Kris had immediately moved Caitlyn Jenner and her 4 children into the Beverly Hills home Kris once shared with Kardashian. Robert described an incident in which their son, Robert Jr., was asleep on a couch in Kris's bedroom, while Kris was in bed with Caitlyn. He reportedly stated, "In my opinion, the situation is detrimental to the children." Kris and Caitlyn wed in April 1991, just 1 month after Kris's divorce was finalized. Though the end of Kris Jenner's marriage to Robert had more drama than an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, things between them smoothed out a bit after Kris married Caitlyn.
Robert and I, at the end of his life, were best friends, and so is Bruce.
Kris told HuffPost, "Robert and I remained really close and had a really great parenting style with our kids. Then Caitlyn became really good friends with Robert, so we've always had a one big happy family kind of a relationship." Khloe Kardashian's Throwback Thursday pic of Robert holding Kylie and Kendall Jenner is proof enough of the congenial situation. Viewers of Keeping Up with the Kardashians could feel the tension between Kris and Caitlyn as their relationship fell apart.
You can all go find a little getaway that you can go relax at.
I'll look for a place. Everybody needs a little space.
Kris was immersing herself in her children's careers, while Caitlyn was content with hanging out around the house.
Honey? Where's Mom?
She just left.
She just left?
Rumours emerged in 2013 that the then couple's marriage was on the rocks. Chloe inadvertently spilt some tea when she told Jay Leno that Kris and Caitlyn were living apart.
They got another house, and Bruce stays there sometimes. I'm not for that.
Is it in the same state?
It's in the same state,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Different city.
Yeah.
4 months later, Kris and Caitlyn announced via E! News that they had split after 22 years of marriage.
Both Mom and I seem to be very happy with the arrangement that we have right now. So, for the time being, we're going to keep the beach house.
In Touch Weekly claimed that not only had Kris cheated on her first husband, she had stepped out on Caitlyn too, with a former soccer player named Todd Waterman. Sound familiar? That's because Todd was also the man with whom Kris admitted to cheating on Robert.
I had to meet up with Todd again.
Explain to me why you saw this ass.
Todd even made an appearance on Keeping Up, while Kris was still married to Caitlyn, and an insider told the mag it was allegedly Kris's way of keeping him quiet.
And I see this guy that kind of looked familiar.
Yeah.
And I said to the instructor, who is that? And he goes, Todd Waterman.
Kris denied both the later cheating allegations and the payoff, but Todd told In Touch that back when Kris first moved Caitlyn into her Beverly Hills home, we were still sleeping together when she started dating Caitlyn.
I would have told him off. Wish I was there. 20 years later? Why would she even talk to him?
With a divorce under her belt, you might think Kris would have put some hardcore effort into keeping things with Caitlyn afloat. But multiple sources confirmed that before the then couple was on the outs, Kris was way too preoccupied with attaining power and fame to be bothered by her then marriage.
Mom! We're not just here to wait on you. I'm coming. You're our manager. Wait on us.
We need to tell her she's about to be fired.
What started out as a whirlwind romance between the once smitten couple went haywire when Kris and her family were tapped to appear in the long-running e-reality series Keeping Up with the Kardashians. An insider told People Caitlyn never wanted the circus that came with the show. She just went along with it. It was fun at first, but then it started to run their lives. The source then added, everything in Kris's life is about ratings. Caitlyn was never her priority, and she was totally sick of it. As weird as her past marriages have been, we weren't surprised when Kris told Ellen she was hesitant about walking down the aisle for a third time, despite being in a relationship with road manager Corey Gamble since 2014. But during a game of Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts, host James Corden brought up the rock Jenna had been wearing on her ring finger.
You've been spotted wearing a massive diamond ring on your wedding finger. Are you and Corey Gamble engaged?
Instead of flat out denying she was engaged to Gamble, Jenna played coy.
I'm not going to answer.
If she does choose to go for number 3, we wish her a happy and long-lasting marriage.
Corey is such a great guy, and the kids really like him a lot.